some time. All right. Well, good afternoon, everybody. We're going to call this meeting to order. If I could get everyone to stand and remain standing. We're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Excuse me. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Caldwell, will you honor us, sir?
Pray, Father, that everything done tonight will be in accordance with your will and your purpose. We pray that when this meeting is over, all will return home safe and sound. Bless us all. In Jesus' holy and precious name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
And if you will, have a moment of silence for any of our neighbors who passed away, Betty Reese and Donald Boggs. Thank you so much. Please take your seats, check your phones, make sure you got your ringers off or on silent. And at this time, I'll ask the commissioners if anyone has a conflict of interest with anything on the agenda, please let it be known now. All right, next up is the adoption of the agenda as it is.
Motion to adopt as written.
Okay. Second?
Second.
All in favor? Thank you. Next up is public comments. Do we have anybody sign up for public comments? No? Okay. All right, moving right along. Consent agenda. We have a motion to accept.
Motion to adopt consent agenda.
Thanks, Steve. Second? All in favor? Thank you. Next up, discussion of regulations on e-bikes. Gene?
Yes, sir. There's a memo in your packet on this, and Brett did a lot of the heavy lifting, so I give him credit for that. Kind of looking at the statutes on this, and this is kind of changed here the last several months, and we talked about it last year, and y'all had asked me to bring something back to you to look at. So I wanted to run through this really quickly, and Brett, you jump in wherever to correct me if I'm wrong. So there was session law that was ratified July 2nd this year. So that was kind of the new stuff that we just saw signed into law July 7th. The important takeaway on these dates is none of this takes effect until December 1st. So none of this, even if we wanted to adopt something today, we don't have the authority to adopt it today. Right? So it's not until December 1st, 2026 that it would be effective. So what it does is it rewrites GS 20 4.01 to look at three different classes of e-bike. One is a pedal assist that goes not more than 20 miles an hour. A class 2 that is throttle capable and goes up and goes to 20 miles an hour. And then a class 3 that goes up to 28 miles an hour. So all of these are capped by statute at 750 watts. And the class 3 bikes are currently mopeds, so they're considered just like a moped. Additionally, it creates which permitted e-bikes can operate on all roadways, bicycle lanes, multi-use paths, and then additionally, it also authorizes a city to regulate e-bikes on multi-use paths or sidewalks within the municipal limits, including restricting any of the classes and setting speed limits or requiring a helmet for people under 18 on class 1 and class 2. So that's kind of in a nutshell what it does. So we knew this was kind of evolving. We knew this was something that the legislature was looking at. And we had just a brief discussion last month on it. So I wanted to bring that back to you and let you know that that's what the legislature's done at this point.
All right, any questions for Gene on that? I guess we'll wait to see.
So we're going to wait till December to do anything?
I think we should wait until later in the fall, yes, sir, to look at exactly what we want to do, just to see how, if this, if this changes any between now and then, or kind of see what others are doing and see how we might want to address it.
If there is an accident in town with a child and a motorist, where does the liability fall if we don't have any?
Not on the town. I mean, following whoever the responsible party would be there, so the tortfeasor, so whoever was at fault in that accident.
So you don't want to enter into any discussion? Is that what you're saying? Since it's not going, the law's not going to take effect until,
So yes, sir, we can discuss it tonight if you'd like. But what I wanted to say is we've got a couple of months. You had recommended we look at this with the planning commission. I think it's a good thing to research more, possibly take to them in the coming months. It's just not something that I think we need to act on tonight. So if it's the will of the board to regulate them on sidewalks and the walking trail, or enact something like a helmet, and an age limit on that. That would be good, kind of give us a little direction of where you want to go.
is this something that you feel like the planning board needs to take up?
So it's not a land use regulation.
Okay.
So it doesn't necessarily have to go to the planning board because
Okay.
it's not a land use regulation.
Okay.
It would be more of a general regulation. So.
Well, that gives us some time to think about it and come back and, later on, and maybe all the commissioners will have their own ideas formulated by then, or.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mark, I'll just add, one thing I've been telling clients of mine is that if you choose to regulate them, to me, it makes sense to do so on speed rather than class. And the analogy I always give is, you can have a Lamborghini. It doesn't mean you're going to go 300 miles an hour, 150 however fast they go. So even if someone's using a class 1 or class 2, if you regulate it based on speed, then you put everybody together. That's just something to think about. You can certainly do it on class, which would maximize that speed out, but there may be some very responsible class 2 or class 3 e-bike owners that would never go over whatever the speed limit you.
Well, my stance is I'm more concerned about the multi-use path, CC trail. That's my concern.
Yes, sir.
But I appreciate you telling us that. That would apply to the roads more than the trail. But.
Yeah, you're only able to regulate on the multi-use path or the sidewalk. So you can exclude them totally, or you can say, this is the speed limit we want, or this is the class of bike we want. You have some flexibility now that was unclear before.
Thanks, Brett.
Yeah.
Look, can I ask a question? Are we not responsible for our roads in our town?
No, sir. Not for e-bike purposes.
Well, what if it's an underaged individual that doesn't have a license?
But if the statute requires the person to have a license, which I think maybe class 3 to do, then that'd be a police matter.
Okay.
Right.
Just asking.
Yes, sir.
All right, if there's no more questions, then we'll move on to consideration of resolution to waive parking pass requirements for September 9th, the kids fishing tournament.
Yes, sir. So this should be a fairly easy one. As y'all all know, on the September 19th, town is hosting our first annual kids fishing tournament. And all I'm asking for here is this is one of the things that we did require is that parents come. It's not a drop and go event. Parents will be there with them.
That's right.
We assumed that, we'll start at the tournament headquarters and then we're going to move to a couple of the street ends to fish. All that being said, I'm asking you just because there will be some additional parking there. Some of these folks won't have parking decals. Just as a formality that we waive the parking requirement from, I think we put in here from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. that day, just so we don't have any issues there.
Yeah, I'd like to make the motion to approve the resolution, waive the parking for those dates, September 19th.
All right, second.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor? All right, next is consideration of capital project ordinance for the town hall / EOC project.
So this one is, y'all all know, we discussed last month the fact that we did receive, or were awarded, if not received, a legislative appropriation for $100,000 for our town hall EOC project. So as y'all all know, this capital project ordinance does a couple things. One is it's a separate way to account for that money or any future monies as we go forth and raise money to bring this project to fruition. It sets up that account that's over there, kind of to the side out of the general line items. And capital project ordinance also extends multiple years. So as you know, June 30th, this budget is done. We're into the capital project ordinance spans years. So however many years we need to do that. And so what I'm asking you for tonight is to approve the creation of this capital project ordinance for this $100,000 and then any additional funds that we get that go directly towards that project.
What's the line item going to be named?
It'd be a town hall EOC project.
Okay, so the funds cannot ever be used for anything but that.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And any future funding as we go out and we fundraise for this, theoretically, we're using this as seed money to set that project up and do the due diligence we need to bring it to fruition. So any fundraising we get after that could go right into this, and it's used for that purpose. It's just a very, very easy, clean, and transparent way to account for that money.
Can we add to that fund at any time if we have a budget surplus? God forbid.
Absolutely. You can make you could make an appropriation to that fund if we are fortunate enough to receive grant funding. Future appropriations, it would go into that fund. It's just like I said, it's a very transparent way to put that in there for expenses only for that use.
What would stop a future board from removing those funds for something different?
Well, so I think that if it was grant funding or any other funding of that nature, I think the grant agreement would think that, it's for that reason.
So you haven't read the language in the grant?
We've not received the appropriation yet, but I have read what the appropriation was for. I think it would be very difficult to try to use that for anything else. I think that's not the spirit and intent of what that money was given to.
I just wanted to ensure that it's used for what it was meant for, because years ago, before I came on the board, I know some hurricane funds, sewer funds and whatnot were used for other things. So.
Well, that would be my other reasoning in putting it in this capital project ordinance instead of in the general fund where it was commingled with any other funds.
Thank you, Gene.
Yes, sir.
Are you looking for a motion?
Yes, sir.
I'll make the motion to include it into the capital funds.
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor? All right, item 12, comprehensive plan update.
So a month before last, y'all asked me for a framework of a comprehensive plan and then more framework at last month's meeting. And so what you have before you see it, it says suggested meeting date, suggested committee members for this. So before you tonight, you got suggested committee members. That would be Commissioner Monroe, Mayor Baker, Meredith Petrelli, Bubba McLean, Tyler Waddell, and then Dr. Figway, and also expressed some interest in serving on that committee as well. So again, this is a suggestion. Y'all can add to it, delete from it, whatever you want. But this would be at least a start in who we would appoint to this committee. Furthermore, I've got some suggested meeting dates here as well. Typically, you would have a kickoff meeting. That kickoff meeting would be the committee themselves. Whoever was appointed to that committee, and it's the big emphasis on that is to talk about what this is and what this isn't, and kind of what we would be considering there. Public input sessions are very important. That'll be something that we'll advertise on social media. Hope to have a lot of good input from the community on that, so we can kind of shape what that looks like. We've got a second committee date, a third committee date, and then an additional public input session. That last public input session, what you hope to have is you've taken what you've learned from the first one. You've met, you've kind of molded that into what this comprehensive plan looks like, and then you have something to present back to the public at that. That in a nutshell is what I brought back to you after last month's meeting.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Several years ago, before this board was seated, I think Mr. Martin was the only one on the board when it happened. The former town manager was told by the state that we needed a land use plan and comprehensive plan for the town. I know Ms. Barnhill was on that committee. I know Charlie Evans was on that committee. Bubba was on that committee. And everything they spent 8 months, 6 months, was totally ignored.
Ann Darby.
I'm sorry?
That was Ann Darby. Ann Darby was
Yes.
part of that.
Okay. Is that going to be brought out?
So I think it's something to be considered in this, yes, sir. I think that.
Why rework something that's been done once already?
Sure. So I would think this would be a more condensed plan. I'll be honest with you. As far as comprehensive planning, I don't think that you should do one that's a 200-page document. I think it's a waste of time, to be quite honest with you.
Me too.
I think it ought to have action items. I think it ought to have action items at the end of it. Something that you're going to try to accomplish. And I also think that if it's not a living document that you're coming back to every year, I think you're wasting time.
Well, I think there were action items at the end, wasn't there, Courtney? I wasn't involved in the process, so I'm going to ask you to.
Well, it's been tweaked so many times and things that were supposed to be in there were taken out. Probably wouldn't hurt.
I think it should be considered as part of the process.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, I mean, the way I look at it, if we can learn from our history, we're saving money by not chasing something that we don't really need.
Sure.
And I know your time is real valuable. I don't know about your time or the other committee members, but time is money to certain people. And I know there was a lot of time invested by 10 people, Courtney,
Mhm.
total.
I think it was 10.
And it was just, I really feel bad because a lot of those people felt like we didn't listen to them. And there were some great ideas. There was one about a vape shop in there. Oh, I'm sorry. But that's my only concern. And I would encourage that we put out on social media, if there are taxpayers that would like to be part of this process, come forward. Come forward and speak. It's my only thing to say.
So you'll make those meetings public, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
that-
So these are all
That's-
public meetings,
yeah.
and I will tell you the public input sessions are, they're really critical. Like that's
Yeah.
probably the most critical part of any of this process, right? So
Yes,
I
sir.
can tell you, if we hold a public input session, nobody shows up, we haven't done anything. So it's really critical that people come to and participate.
Well, Junior, I'm on the fence with this thing. I think it's a lot of duplication in the comprehensive plan. We already have a land use plan, a UDO. The current budget contains capital outlay plans, special events committee, all of that will go in again into a comprehensive plan. So I just think it's duplication. And I feel like you and your staff have better things to do. So I'm probably not going to be for it.
I could see that point of view, but I think this is the way the town needs to go. We need to have that 10, 20-year plan. We need to have that laid out so we can kind of better direct where our efforts go, kind of, hey, board, this is where we plan on going. It kind of gives us a good direction. But I definitely understand what Commissioner Martin's saying, but I don't believe that this is going to be the same exact thing. This is just directing us in a longer plan, to help grants and other things like that.
It's been my experience in the years past that future boards never adhere to any of that stuff. So it just totally makes it a waste of time. I think we've got a great land use plan already in existence, and UDO still may need some work, but
A lot of work.
So what do you need, Gene?
So if this is the will of the board, I'd ask you to either modify these dates and committee members, or make a recommendation that we approve this if y'all want to move forward with it. Okay.
I'll make the recommendation we approve and move forward. You want us to vote on it?
I do.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yes, sir.
You need a second?
Yes.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor? All opposed? All right. Yeah, let's flip the page. Next up, discussion of lease agreements for 204 W.B. McLean Boulevard.
All right, as all y'all are aware, the, the lease agreements, expire next month on, all of the buildings up there. You've got a map in your packet, but all of y'all are aware of the units that the Girl Scouts lease, and then Unit C that, Call Life was in prior. So we've talked about this, and Brett and I have talked about this, and so, long story short, the Girl Scouts wish to renew their lease on that space. And we had 3 people initially interested in Unit C. And I asked all of them to give us an offer, of what they would be willing to pay for that. We have a $1,800 per month offer for, to operate a barbershop out of that unit. As far as following the general statutes, what we have to do for any lease that is over 12 months is we have to advertise 30 days in advance, and then y'all would vote on that lease. So if y'all would like to proceed with this, what we would do is tomorrow we can get an ad into the paper. That gives us time before the next meeting to give that notice. And Brett and I will work on leases to bring back to you at the next month's meeting for your consideration.
What are we currently getting for that space?
So formerly we were getting $1,200 for that, or excuse me, $1,000 for that.
For Chris's
Yes, sir.
space?
So like in the past, you have to advertise to the public to see if there's any more public interest, but you've already got 3 interested.
Yes, sir.
One
Yes, sir.
being a barber shop for $1,800.
Yes,
He's
sir.
kind of leading the way, right?
Yes, sir.
One question I have asked you over the telephone, I want to make it public, is to make sure that, does this barber shop intend to wash hair and whatnot? And because it's hooked onto our sewer system here, which is very, very weak at best.
Yes, sir. You had asked that. So when we bring that, I had anticipated that, we can make the terms of this lease, whatever we mutually agree upon. So that's something we can make a term of the lease.
Yeah, I'd love a barber shop, but at the same time, I don't want it to compromise our sewer.
Oh, so I need a lot of haircuts. That'd be real convenient. But
You need a motion on that?
yes, sir,
I'll
please.
make a motion to advertise for 30 days for the lease of the building, and for Gene and the attorney to come back with us with potential leasers
Thank you.
I'll second at the next meeting.
I'll give it to you, John. Your hand went up.
That's okay. You can get it.
Now, the Girl Scouts, we're just renewing their lease.
Yes, ma'am. Both parties have asked.
Do
for
we
it.
have to make a motion for?
So I took that motion as both of
We
them.
Okay.
included
Okay.
both.
Yeah, I took
Okay.
that motion as both of them.
We got to advertise, so 30 days. All right, we got a motion and a second. All in favor? Okay. All right, town manager report.
All right, I'll be quick. So, want to start with the microchip reader, that is out here beside the building. It literally got used, the second night. It was out here by one of our officers. I don't know if it's been used, since then, but, it's really neat. If y'all hadn't seen it, it's right outside the police department door. So if we have a lost pet, this microchip, there's instructions and everything else. You can scan the pet and find his owner. So, very, very useful. Other thing, I wanted to just compliment our staff. One of the great things about a small town is we had a lost cell phone last week that was turned in here, and the girls in the office were able to find its owner after a huge I was going to say manhunt, lady hunt, to find that. And that's just one of the great things about a small town is we take time to do that and get people their goods back. Want to talk about the kids fishing tournament a little bit. So right now we're at $3,900 in sponsorship dollars. Got a lot of good swag coming in. So really neat. We're excited about that. We're about to order our t-shirts for that. We were able to order some small, the little tote bags that children carry their gym clothes and stuff in with the Cape Carter Fishing Tournament logo on it. We ordered our porta potties today for the street end. So nobody uses the bushes. We're really excited about that. But if you know anybody else that's interested,
Limit them out.
yeah.
I mean, we're not gonna have a repeat
Anybody else
last
that's
month?
interested, yeah, sponsoring this good event, we'd love to have you. love to have your interest, your money, or your swag, whatever that may be, to put in these buckets for these kids. So I want to talk just a second about the new playground over in Taylor Nation Road. We're hoping it would be open by now, but we were very, very blessed that the Sarah James Fulcher Foundation, we were planning on putting mulch in there, which is great. It's still a playground, but the new thing, as y'all know, it's not super new, but it's somewhat new. Is this pour in place
Rubber.
surface. Yeah, it's a rubber surface. They were able to raise the money to provide us with that pour in place surface as well. So just very thankful to that organization, what they do.
Amen.
And Commissioner Ritchie has very generously agreed to provide the sidewalk ADA requirement from the parking area over to the playground. So we're just very excited about that whole project, even though it's taking a little bit longer than we anticipated. It'll be a whole lot better when we finish it because of those things.
Do they have a tournament program?
So
James Fulcher.
they do. So they held their tournament this past weekend.
weekend, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Was
They
it?
did. Yes, sir. They held it this past Saturday night. I went down and volunteered on Friday evening. They
We
held
should
the
have
tournament.
known. I would have gone with you.
Yes, sir.
Can
Yes, sir.
next year's budget maybe reflect an ad
Sure. Yeah.
in their fishing tournament
We'd love
book?
to do that. We'd love to do that.
I mean,
We-
let us support them because they sure as heck supported us very
Mhm.
well.
They're great folks, and
They
I
are
think it's
great
very
folks.
generous. Yeah, very generous, and we want to continue that relationship with them as well. That's all my report.
All right, well, we'll move along to the commissioner reports. We'll start with you this time. We're working around the room.
All right. Well, great. Well, I'll reiterate what the town manager said. Thank you to all of our town staff. You guys are doing a great job. I definitely wanted to give a shout out. So we had a member of our community turn 95 last month, Fred Ferdine. So I just wanted to make sure that I tell him happy birthday. I love him so much. He's a great person. Good dude. He's helped a lot in developing this area and this community. But yeah, he turned 95, so it's a big day. And then I just want to tell everybody that in our community, it's so great. Just stop and go talk to your neighbors or go talk to anybody. You see them on the porch, just stop and talk to them and say, hey, I did that the other day and found out that we have somebody in our community that broke a bone, right? She can't walk her dogs. She can't do stuff. So told my kids, told my family, we're going to go make rounds. We're going to help walk the dog. I mean, this is what we do, right? This is what we do as a community. So just reach out. Don't say that to try to boost anything other than just talk to your neighbors, see what they're doing, and help out where you can. God bless you all, and thanks for coming out here.
Absolutely. Well, I'll keep it brief too. I just want to thank the staff and the police department. You guys been doing a good job this summer. But the public works helped us out this past week. We had a tree come down, and I think it was Adam was there first thing with the chainsaw at 7:00 in the morning, getting the tree out of the road. So I wasn't expecting that. So it was hot, and that's kind of it. Everything's going good. Hope everybody enjoys the rest of the summer. It's flying by.
So do you own the road? It's the HOA or does the town own the road?
That's a good question.
Do we need to send you a bill to be
I'll
reimbursed for
get
that?
back to you on it.
Sounds like you. First off, chief, department's fantastic. All I can say is I love hearing the sirens on 24, just because they don't do 35. Nobody. But Ryan, thank you for all you do. I know the sweeps this week, there's going to be a lot more debris, and I appreciate the town extending it a week because it helped a lot of elderly. Not that I'm calling anybody old, but it helped a lot of people in town to get their stuff to the curb. Heather, Kesley, Jeff, you're the best. I can't say enough. After 35 years, I can't see any better town government than we've had in a long time. And I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. And may God bless you the rest of the summer. Try to keep your boat in the water.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. And Ryan, thanks for fixing Holly Lane Park. It was great 2 days, and there's no more ditch. And that was a lot of work and really well done. I appreciate it. I can't make the solid waste meeting on the 13th, but I'm going to get a tour of Tuscarora next week.
You'll be impressed, sir.
So, and that's all I have. Thanks.
John, I want to thank you for your generous donation with the sidewalk over at that's great. You know, a lot of people don't know that you donated the stage out back. You've been a blessing to this town. I want to thank you for that.
All the benches that are out there were donated too.
I want to thank Michael Caldwell tonight for always taking the time to come and lead us in prayer, Mike. It's a great gesture, and we appreciate you. You're part of the family, have been for years. I want to thank our mayor. Done a fine job since he's been the mayor. It's been a pleasure working with him.
That's right.
Hey, Will, be careful. He's buttering you up for something.
A big difference from our former mayor, rest his soul, still miss him. Dave told me that before he passed, he said the town was ready for a mayor such as Will Baker. That, you know, Dave kind of led with an iron fist and
Point of boot.
very political. Stephen Overby, good to see you here. Congratulations again on your win. We're looking forward to working with you, and we know that you're going to be one of 7. It'll be a challenge. I'm going to stick this plug in. As you know, the county doesn't do us any favors with the sales tax distribution. Matter of fact, they crap on us, in my opinion. It's very inequitable sales tax. We get punished for being a fiscally conservative town and not raising taxes, because by not raising taxes, it affects our sales tax distribution. Right, Mayor?
That's correct.
So we're being punished. I don't know what the answer is other than more elections, but we're glad that we have somebody that's going to be transparent, somebody that we can work with, and you, Stephen. So thank you. Thanks for taking your time, putting your name in the hat. That's all I got.
Also want to recognize Mr. Overby, who is a future representative, and Mrs. Marianne, who's current representative in the office. Thank you, Marianne, for being in our meeting we had with the mayors last week. You are involved, and you're the only commissioner that steps foot into this building. So I got a lot of respect for that right off the bat. And Ryan, you guys doing a great job, man. I've ridden around. By the way, everybody, I bought one of those e-bikes, so I'm testing it out. I can let you know all about it. If you saw me riding around Star Hill yesterday, that was me. Yep, checking everything out. But I also noticed all the brush in my riding around. So you guys got a big job ahead of you. I'm really impressed with the job you guys do. And thank you, Commissioner Ritchie, again for donating the way you did. I want to try to use the General Ritchie stage, hopefully in September.
Major Ritchie.
Major. Well, we'll give him a.
He'd be very humbled, but he was proud of his rank.
There you go. But anyway, we'll try to do another mayor's jam on September 17th if everything goes well, and get some more of these. I was really impressed with the kids we had show up to do that. One of them name was Oliver, and the other one's name was Ollie. It's Oliver Squared, I think they call themselves. Right. And they're really talented kids, and that's what I do it for is just to get the kids involved and try to give them something positive to do. And I'll see if I can get maybe the jazz band or something to come do a concert one night, and use this facility. It's a great park we have. Other than that, I also want to say we have not stopped our pursuit of the zip code. We're going at it. We got pretty much a rejection from the Postmaster General. Sort of expected that in a way, but we're going to approach it by the Department of Revenue now, and Gene's been communicating with them. So hopefully we can come up with something to make sure that when we're online and we're buying something from Amazon, that Swansboro and Onslow County doesn't get our tax dollars. That's my biggest concern. It's a lot of money there, and whether the post office agrees or not, we know what the reality is. The county does. They've helped support this as well. So I'm not giving up. We'll see what we can do at the end of the day. With that said, thanks everybody for being here, and I'll love to entertain a motion to adjourn. Okay, John, second. All right, all in favor? Thank you, and thank you guys. Your town. Love seeing everybody.